Hello, everyone. Welcome to Dying to Discuss, the podcast where we are dying to discuss all sorts of horror films, and we have a special podcast today. We are interviewing the cast and crew of the film Blood Brothers: Life Harvest, and it's directed by Brittany Sellers up there wearing that zombie hat. So we'll just kind of get right into questions about the film. Do you guys have any introductions you'd like to do to yourself, saying, what your role was in the film and making the film? Start
Yeah,
off with you,
wherever
Sure.
Brittany.
you want to go.
Okay, so I'll start, and then we'll go to Alex, then we'll go to Nathan, and then we'll go to Megan. Does that sound good?
Sounds
You guys?
sounds good
And
to
then
me.
Ray?
Yep,
Good to me.
That's what I mean.
Fine.
Like,
Okay.
I mean, like
within
video
the frame.
wise.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, got it.
yes. Okay, so hi, I'm Brittany Sellers, and I directed and wrote Blood Brothers: Life Harvest with my mom, Vivian Diane Sellers, but she has passed away, so I dedicated the film to her, and we all remember her very fondly. She wrote the character for Dakota. And we all had a blast filming, and for a lot of our actors it was their first movie, so we're really excited to show you guys what we created. It's really cool. So Alex, Ray, why don't you guys talk about your characters and who you are, just very quickly, then we'll move on to everybody else.
All right. Hi, my name is Alex. I played the character Enoch in Blood Brothers, and I was really excited to make it be my first main character. And I wanted to put as much of the character to the film as possible, making it feel like it was nothing separate than myself. Put as much of myself into the character and, give it full life to the screen.
Hi, my name is Ray. I played the character Jenny. I've done some acting stuff on TikTok before, but it was my first real movie and playing a character, and it was a really fun experience getting to be part of that team for the first time of having that. And yeah, it was really exciting, and I'm still really excited thinking about it. I'm really appreciative.
Okay, Nathan.
Hi, my name is Nathan Kirby. I played Dakota, a role written by Britt's mom. But Britt was ultimately the one that decided to give me that role. I remember the phone call that came in, and I was going to be a super zombie. I don't know if anybody knows this backstory, but I was going to be one of the super zombies in this film that was going to come out. And I remember her telling me that she says, I know you don't have a name yet, but I feel like you have enough presence and charisma that you could carry this role. So Britt's ultimate decision to land me the role that her mom wrote. So very honored to be cast as that.
Okay, Megan.
Okay, so my name is Megan Eddy, and I was in Blood Brothers: Life Harvest. Um, my name's Pyro. I like to blow up things, and I like to make sure that I'm out there towards everyone. Everyone in the film was literally amazing. I love talking to everyone every day. It's like every day I was waiting to get there. I love being there. It felt like family immediately towards me. I got close with a bunch of people, and it made me feel more like me. I found myself during this film.
I'm so happy you had that experience. And anyway, this is my awesome cast and crew, at least part of them. I had like over 40 zombies and crew
Oh,
members,
very
so
cool.
it was a massive production. And I don't know if any of you guys remember, but those tacos and stuff that food truck at the curb gave us, those were pretty damn good.
All right,
We
we
had
all
a
got a
local
taco
food
truck.
truck driver help us out, feeding the hordes. It was really
Oh, that's
cool.
awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. So, I love behind the scenes stories like that. So, any other cool stories from, making the film itself, like behind the scenes before we get into the actual story itself? Any funny bloopers or anything like that?
Well, I've got
There were
something for
so
that.
many.
We half the crew of main characters wasn't exactly all main characters at the beginning. Just like what Nathan was saying, we all were intentionally being zombies, and we ended up, drawing enough attention to us to, fit the roles of the characters that Britt wanted for us.
Yeah,
Oh, very
originally
cool.
Alex was going to be this little nerd that got eaten in the caves, but when I
I
heard him
actually switched three
scream,
times. I was supposed to be a zombie, and then I was supposed to be the camera guy.
I was gonna have you do both, but yeah, when I heard you scream, I'm like, interesting. That's some main character energy right there. So it was pretty cool.
Nice.
And Nathan, you just walked in the front door. I'm like, there we go, right there. He was so tall compared to everybody else, and I'm like,
Yeah.
that's some presence right there. I mean, he's like got his little attitude going on. He was great. And
So were you filming a lot of those like horde type scenes that with the zombies before you actually got into the, dialogue type scenes, or did you have a lot of them casted already? Because you're saying that some of the main characters came from that. So, what was your process of like being able to pull that out? Like, or is it just came to you?
I'm very impulsive, and I love having an open mind on things, because if you're not like open to things, you'll miss out on opportunities and things like that. So like I had originally hired two other people to be Dakota and Enoch, and both of them, I was having issues with their acting. I didn't like their personalities off camera, and
Okay,
like it started having like conflicts in the where I
sure.
wanted the character to go versus where they wanted it to go, and I'm like, I don't think they're gonna be good fits for this. And
Right.
so we shifted gears like literally the day before production, and I'm like, okay, never mind. Alex, here, remember all these lines, and Nathan, you got Dakota, so have fun.
It kind of stacked along the way because me and Dakota were working together. Or, well, not Dakota, Nathan, obviously. We were working together like the entire time when we got into acting out part of the scenes, being rambunctious and in between shoots and stuff. We were kind of getting
Hmm.
along, and it kind of just clicked.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
great.
that's awesome, and that's very important. I'm sure when it comes to filming these type of movies, especially when it comes to a theme like that you guys have with family and stuff. Like it works out kind of perfectly when you guys can kind of meld together as almost as much as a family, right? I'm sure that did that help a lot with your roles out your role, Alex, being the main character, like being able to, hey, these guys basically kind of are becoming family.
We Everyone kind of slowly came together. The ones that came back over and over, we all slowly got to know each other. There was icebreakers. Everyone was doing a couple fight scenes and getting taught by the lady that was teaching us. She was super helpful. Um,
Devin, she was great.
yeah, it was Devin. She was beating everyone up in the dojo we were practicing. And then we were getting closer to story, and that was when they brought in Ray, and
Okay.
she was originally supposed to be one of the
I was a scientist originally. I wasn't supposed to be like a main character. I was just like a side character.
Oh,
But I
okay.
loved your softness and everything, and I'm like, you know what? I think she would fit great. And Mom was like, I agree. This is definitely she should be one of the characters. Let's give her Ginny. And it was funny because there was like instant chemistry, and I was like, where is Alex and Ray? And they're like, they're behind the bushes, and I'm like, what? And they're like, they're
practicing lines on a gun. It was me and Bobby who was playing Enoch's brother, Aaron, and it was me, Ray, Bobby, and Pyro, and Megan. We were all off to the side, letting everyone do all the lines and the angles and stuff, and we were just like, we've got to figure out our lines. So we were always separate away from the group.
Vicky and Bobby were always having so much fun on set. It was hard to get them to do anything.
I know you guys were like brothers. It was great for the film. You guys had
Yeah.
some good times, good laughs. It was great.
That's exactly what I mean by everything just clicked. The people kept coming
Right.
back, and we kept dealing with everyone, and we all kind of grew together.
That's good. That's awesome.
That's
Yeah.
good.
So that means you
And
had kind
Megan,
of a. Go
you
ahead.
you did awesome as Pyro. The only thing I had trouble with was all that blonde hair. I'm like, I gotta try and tame all that, put it in a
How do I
wig.
hide it?
Oh my god.
But you
So
did awesome, Megan. You were a wonderful pyro, and you brought a lot of spice to that film. You were spicy. You're like, I'll
yes,
get you. I'll
absolutely.
survive.
So, well, Megan, what was your kind of motivation behind that? Are you kind of like that in real life where you're a little bit spicy of a person, or is it just kind of you had a particular character in mind when you were doing it?
Well, normally in person, I'm kind of like a ray of sunshine. So like whenever I did all of these parts, I was like, well, I can like think of my attitude because like I just feel like since I'm just a teenage girl, I feel like I can seriously like have a bunch of attitude with that. So I would just whenever I would like think of something, I'd be like maybe like my sister made me mad or something, and I just like put
There
it
you
out.
go. There you go.
That's the
There,
mark of a true artist, Megan. You
it's
bring the emotion in there.
Hmm.
exactly,
Thank you so much.
exactly.
And
You get,
Nathan knows all about that. He had a very emotional scene that was completely unscripted, like the last half of it. I was filming this very emotional scene where his character has to deal with an emotional blow, which if you guys go and see the film, it's like almost the first scene in there. So like you guys should check it out. It's on Tubi for free. And anyway, he was on set and he started getting very emotional because the day before he had to attend a funeral.
oh
And he
no,
brought a lot
right.
of that emotion into the character. And he suddenly screamed right before I turned off the camera. And so I kept rolling and I'm like, whoa. And then he did it again because I was like, can we get a different angle for that? And he just let out all of his pain and all of his emotion. And that's the mark of a true artist right there. So, Nathan, why don't
Yeah,
you tell us a little bit about your experience?
felt very
Well,
raw,
first,
definitely.
yeah. Well, it really was. It wasn't in the script. It was every, since then I've had really amazing opportunities. And, Britt was very helpful in trying to launch my career after this. She has sent me a clip and, no, none of the scenes have been seen by anybody, except for this little tiny clip that she sent me. I hadn't seen any parts of this movie. She sent me this because I was trying to get into the new Gladiator movie. But because of that scene, I was able to clip it and add that to my actor's reel. And I can't tell you, Brett, I haven't been able to talk to you about this. I remember calling you one time. I was doing a video for Zach Bryan, and I called you in the middle of the day just to tell you thank you, and I'll never forget you for being so gracious to me and for giving me an opportunity. I'll never forget where I come from. But in that moment with Star, it was extremely powerful. Like you said, the day before, one of my students had passed away, and I was asked to be in charge of the funeral and give a eulogy. I'd just be there, but I had to present and do the eulogy. And while this scene was taking place, I just fell down the mountain with this girl in my freaking arms,
Oh
man.
my gosh,
I, for real,
man.
Britt didn't get it on camera. I'm running with her and I just bit it. I felt my ankle twist on a rock and I looked at her and I said, I'm falling down. And I kept her like this in my arms. I never let go of her. I'm bleeding through my jeans in the scene. I have scrapes on me.
Oh my
And
God.
so
Jeez.
I said, do you want me to carry her? And she said, Britt looked at me. She's like, no, I don't want you dropping her again. I'm like, so
That was one
when
of the
I finished
things that I
that
loved the
scene,
most about a lot of the stuff that we did. All of the actors pretty much did their own stunts, and I feel like it really brought the rest of the script to life.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah, a lot of times in like Hollywood, you got Tom Cruise, you got Leonardo DiCaprio. They love doing their own stunts, and
sure.
it kind of sets them apart from other actors. As in, like, I think Leonardo DiCaprio like sliced his hand open once, and he
Yeah,
kept on
no.
acting
Hmm.
through it. And I was like, whoa! I mean, that's dedication. Dang.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that was Django Unchained. Yeah, he did. Yep, at that dinner table scene. Yep. Oh man. Yeah, no, that's awesome that you bring that raw, emotion into it. Unfortunate what happens outside of it, but that you can, harness that into what you're doing. So yeah, it definitely shows in the film. And as far as the theme of the film, kind of getting more into the theme of the film, obviously the film is not necessarily a zombie film, but more of a like a love story, family story that takes place in the setting of a zombie film,
Right.
is from what I gather, right? So what is, and kind of what I found very interesting about it is that a lot of the zombie films in general, you don't necessarily see the aspect or the perspective of a family, that just a single family that's being affected. So why did you come into that angle rather than, showing a town-wide reaction to it? What made you want to focus on like a brotherly love or a family love, or a relationship, between a boyfriend girlfriend, that type of thing?
Well, whenever disaster happens, there's this one painting I looked at once, and it was of this mother, and she is dead, and she's laying on the side of a bunch of rubble, and her kids are screaming and crying next to her, and one of the babies is dead, and she's like trying to breastfeed it, but she's dead. Like she was
Mm-hmm.
fleeing, and there's like a satchel of money next to her, and she's escaping. It's just called War, I think.
Okay.
Um, and when you think of worldwide disasters and huge catastrophes that happen, a lot of the times, when you experience that, you experience them as a family. Like your family is affected, and everything is focused on your family and how it affects you. You're not so much concerned about everything that's happening around you. You are, but it's more like,
Sure.
how does this affect my brother? How does this affect my mother? What are my children going to do? That kind of thing.
Right.
Um, and I like to focus on individuals when there's a catastrophe going on. Like a lot of the emotion that happened in the film, I channeled through my writing when my mom was facing cancer.
Okay.
And a lot of that can be translated to the zombie virus. I was thinking, I don't want to think about cancer, but I do want to write about zombies, and I need to put all my emotions somewhere. And so I wrote Blood Brothers Life Harvest, and I wanted to convey all of the fear that my family was facing, and all of the finality and the unsure future that we were facing and everything. And the relationship between the brothers was basically my mother and I.
Okay.
So like we kind of shifted perspectives back and forth. Sometimes I was writing her as Aaron. Sometimes I was writing myself as Aaron, like the
Okay.
guilt and the fear. Because when you're facing something really hard in your family like that, there's going to be fights, there's going to
Sure.
be crying, there's going to be moments of happiness, and you're just human, and it's just something you have to face, is that you screw up because you're human and there's nothing you can do about it. Especially when you're facing something as impossible as either a zombie virus, a war, or cancer. It's just terrible to try and
Right.
face something like that and still be strong enough to keep going and to protect people that you love and try and be the best person you can be even under the worst circumstances, is
Yeah.
basically what we tried to convey.
Fantastic. Yeah. Yeah.
It's definitely received for sure. I see that.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. And then, with the relationship between sorry, the main character's name again, it slipped my mind.
Enoch
Enoch.
and
Enoch
Aaron.
and or
Aaron.
not, that Aaron's the brother, right? But and
Yes,
Jenny,
Enoch and Aaron.
and Jenny is his girlfriend, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So the relationship between the two of them, was that inspired by anything in particular? I did particularly really like that relationship quite a bit. Like you said earlier, it was the good way to put it was, Jenny's character was very soft, but she was very concerned about, everything going on around her, and she obviously was very committed to her family, but she considered Enoch her family obviously as well. You said that the brothers were your mom and yourself. What about them? Was there a relationship there that you kind of pulled from?
Jenny kind of referenced and symbolized the future. Like she was
Okay.
hope. She's hope for
Okay.
the future. She's hope for things to get better. She represents a life he wishes he could have. He wants to protect that life. He wants to continue on Enoch does. He wants to continue on with that relationship, but he also knows that he is doomed and he wants to just push her away. But Jenny is soft and strong, and she's like, I'm not going to just leave you because I love you. And that determination is reflected in her character. She has a family that she could go to. She has safe places she could probably go to, but she doesn't want any of that. She wants to stay with Enoch and be there for him, even if he's facing something horrible like that. And she also represents true love, because when things get terrible, you should never abandon the people that you love. You should be there for them, no matter how hard it is, even if they're changing because they're facing something horrible. Even if it doesn't like physically affect you, it does emotionally, and you're still there for them because you love them.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, you know how in zombie movies, your husband turns into a zombie. Oh, I'm gonna hit him in the head with a lamp and kill him, and shoot my kid in the face with a shotgun because she's a zombie. You don't make that switch that fast in real life. If you love someone, you're gonna be like,
true.
this isn't you, Jenny, or Enoch, or Sammy.
Right. Even if they're trying to eat your brains, it's like,
Yeah, you're like, please, just don't eat me. We can work with this. I can kill you like locked in the bathroom or something.
They'll change. I promise. They're gonna change.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think that's how it would be. It would be like something like that in the real world. It would just be like you don't want to let go. Like I was comparing things that I saw between Aaron and Enoch at the end when Aaron didn't want to leave Enoch. He stayed with him.
Spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't watched it yet.
Oh, well, yeah.
But no, go ahead.
Sorry. So I saw that he saw Enoch as his safety net, and he was scared to lose that. But he wanted to be with his brother to be with him and not be alone. So it was like a real fight and struggle between where he wanted to go. Did he want to leave the safety, or did he truly want to stay with his brother until the end? So I get those things.
It wouldn't be a simple decision, and you don't know unless you're in that type of scenario, type of thing, how you would react to it, right? And that's just a very strong theme that I see throughout the film as well, is that the idea of loyalty. So like, even when it comes to the neighbor, he's very loyal, even though no one is necessarily quote unquote family to him. He just is loyal. He makes that line where property line is as, what does he say? Property is as strong as bloodline or something like that. Yeah. And that was a very interesting quote to me. And what did you have anyone in your life that was like that you grew up with, that made you like, oh, I'm going to write a part like this? Or your mom had someone that's like, I'm going to write a part like this?
Me and my mom both live next to this old lady called Florabelle. And she was just like that. She kind of adopted my mom and myself, and she would tell us, you're family. And she had kids of her own. She had her own life and everything, but she always made time for us. And whenever mom had to go somewhere, she left me with Florabelle. And kind of that protective country hospitality that kind of exists in a lot of the Midwestern Southern states, it's kind of like a thing. It's not everywhere. I mean, obviously there are some people who are, old curmudgeons and people that don't like you very much, and they're grouchy.
Get off my lawn.
But occasionally you'll come across the sweet home country grandma or the old farmer who really wants to help you out and stuff. It's really sweet.
Yeah.
Do you guys have anything to add to your experience with these characters we've been discussing? Ray, we talked about Jenny a bit. Did you want to bring up some of your perspective on her?
Honestly, I can't really say much other than it was a lot of fun, and getting to play her was like a huge surprise for me, because I remember when we first met, that first cast meeting, and I was supposed to play the scientist, and then I just remember approaching you and being like, hey, if anything else opens up, please let me know, because I would love to get more into this and do more in the movie. And then you messaged me and you were like, hey, how do you want to be the main character? Yeah, I want to be the main character. Absolutely.
Well, you did great.
Yeah,
Wasn't
it was
exactly
a lot of
expecting
fun.
that, but I'll take it.
Absolutely. It was a
Nathan?
lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. I miss being on the set with everybody.
Yeah, if we can get some more funding or something, we'll definitely try and do a sequel. Nathan, do you have any comments on the film as a whole that you want to talk about or anything?
Man, I could talk all day about it. I mean, it was a great opportunity for um, everyone here, kind of local. They were excited about it. The experiences offset, off camera. When we were filming with the railroad tracks, I can't remember the town. It's a two and a
Cotter.
half
Cotter, Arkansas.
Sorry.
That's okay.
The doggos. Gotta love the
Yep.
doggos.
Yep. They don't
Amazon,
care who's
Amazon's
talking.
here.
They don't care
Amazon
who's
here. I gotta
talking.
protect the house. We went swimming. We went swimming and we swung off of some rope into some river, and um, it was just the things that were off camera, not just in camera. The training, the zombie training. Before we started actually filming, you had done some behind the scenes with that. And then while we were filming on the railroad tracks with all the zombies, I remember you just like, okay, I have a scene for you. Out of nowhere, you said, Dakota's going to have this moment. He's going to pray. That was so awesome. I was so thankful to have that opportunity to put that into a movie.
That was
So,
Mom. She really wanted Dakota to have morals and to be
yeah,
the struggle of humanity trying to keep itself together, even in face of like the
yeah,
worst situations. And losing faith is a big problem when you're facing something terrible. It can be faith in God, faith in
yeah,
yourself, faith in
sure.
whatever. And if
Hmm.
you lose faith, you just feel hopeless and you just think you
Yeah,
can't go on any farther. And
Yeah.
Mom was like, I need to put this in there. She spent all night writing the prayer that Dakota says, and she was very moved when she watched it. She's like, that right there, that's what I wanted. He did
That's
great.
awesome. That's
And
awesome.
that makes
Yeah,
me
another
you
feel
fun
really made her
fact,
proud, man.
humbled.
yeah, you did. And
Yeah.
another fun fact is, speaking of off the scenes stuff that happened in Cotter, a bunch of the zombies got too excited and started chasing people around in the park.
No
And
way.
I got a message from the mayor saying, please tell the zombies not to eat everyone in the park. You're scaring people.
That's fantastic. I love it. That's great.
It was a lot of fun. That was a great day, and we all had a
Yeah.
blast. It's too bad you
Yeah.
couldn't make it, Megan, but I don't think your character was in that scene. You could have been a zombie, though.
So, all right,
I want
fantastic.
to add
Well,
one thing.
go ahead.
I want to
Yeah,
add
go
one
ahead.
thing to this. I don't think the cast, but the rest of the people get enough credit for what was happening behind the scenes.
Oh
Britt's
my God,
sister did
yeah.
a lot of work, but there were so many people that were working prosthetics, working special effects, working blood, working with props. There is a lot of people behind the scenes doing things that don't get enough credit because while it's going, you just got to
Absolutely.
go. I need you here. Do this. Do this. It's over
Yeah.
with. Good job. Their name isn't showing up. They don't have the lines, but man, they put
Yeah.
heart and soul into this.
Yeah.
And when it's all said and done, I know they're proud of the work they did. Because, oh man, I can't tell. I've done 30, 40 movies as just a background featured extra, and you're just a peon. You get nothing. You get no recognition. A PA screams at you, tells you when you can go 10-1.
Sure.
You're just
Jeez.
and when it's done, you still have that same pride because you had a part of something that was bigger than you.
Yeah,
Either way,
we tried to treat everyone as nicely as
yeah.
possible. We brought giant buckets of chili and stuff that my mom and my aunt
Ooh,
made by
Oh, that's
scratch
awesome.
and cornbread and
Nice.
stuff. And I tried my very best to get everyone's name on there, but a lot of the time some
yeah,
people wouldn't show up and random people would come up and say, I'll help. And I'd be like,
yep,
okay.
Ugh.
yeah,
So
Yeah,
I
there
No,
was a
tried
and
my
lot
very
of
best to list everyone and give everyone recognition, but there's a
yeah,
lot of
yeah.
people
You
that were
did a great
involved. So
job.
if I missed
sure.
your name, I am so sorry.
yeah, there was a lot of people that got involved, and seriously, we couldn't have done half the stuff without them. There was
Yeah,
countless times that I was like head to toe in some sort of prosthetic application, and I was makeuped
Yeah.
up like crazy for that sneak scene that we did in the trailer.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
yeah, I was gonna actually mention all that because yeah, they don't get credit, like the behind the scenes people like that. It's awesome. And some Hollywood films, let alone, independent films, their zombies look awful, or look like messed up, or not, they just don't look good. Whereas I felt like the zombies in this, like, yeah, you did a fantastic job with the practical
Stood
effects.
out. Yeah.
And like when Enoch would show his wound, like there was
hmm
there was flinching there. I was like, oh,
I would
that looks like,
cringe.
Oh
wow,
yeah.
I would
yeah,
legit cringe. I'd be
like
like, "Ugh."
like that was awful when he peels off the bandage, and
In the
when he's in the
bathroom, yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, and he's in the shower and you can see the blood kind of dripping off of it and kind of cleaning itself, and like
I was worried it
um
wasn't
I
gonna
see the
look good,
bite
but it
mark and
turned
I'm
out
like,
so well.
it really did. Like I was even thinking of it, I was like, wow, it looks like how a wound like that would look if you were cleaning it off, where the blood just kind of keeps coming a little bit, and like it's
hmm
not like, it could have easily been like, oh, prosthetic, and then like it gets washed off, and then like, oh, that's obviously a prosthetic. But like it kept that little detail there going.
Yep.
So there's
That
There was a
that
bit
is
that was
the
supposed to
sole
happen after the shower
responsibility.
too.
Yeah, that was the sole responsibility of my sister, Cherish Heaven Vaughn, and she was amazing. She was like climbing on top of the shower to dump it on him, and
Oh, okay.
it was a great scene, and I was amazed how well the prosthetics held up, because all
Yeah.
it was latex and toilet paper, and we were like, dang,
Wow, it did
that
good.
thing's
That's
tough.
good. hmm
Yeah.
I love the blue veins. My favorite was the blue veins. You can see how prominent they became
Yeah.
later.
And then like the neck.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I love the little aspect of like how like each scene you could see the veins slowly going up his neck,
Yep.
and like that he was turning more and more and more, and it was more of a slow process. Whereas like, some zombies films, like they get bit and then they're like, ah, like
Yeah.
where this
Right
was more
away.
like
Yeah.
Yeah,
this
but we
this
had like a time skip we had to account for with the makeup.
yeah.
Yeah, it was really hard to try and keep those veins straight, because we'd be shifting back and forth between
Sure.
scenes, and I'm like, what
Yeah.
timeline is this?
Yeah. And
But
I
I
will
think
have
we pulled it off great. I
yeah.
think it looked amazing.
And I do have to shout out, since she's not here, but the little girl did a fantastic job as
Becca.
the little sister.
Yep.
Yes, she
Oh my
she
gosh,
did
I freaking love
she
Becca.
she's
Oh my,
adorable, and
yeah,
she did
that's
a
Megan's
fantastic
sister.
job. Oh,
She's
that's your
right, yeah.
sister? Yeah. Yeah, no, she did a great job with the knock knock joke scene. Like that was a very fun scene.
That
Oh
And
my
was my
gosh.
no,
top five.
yeah, yeah,
She
yeah.
was
No,
so nervous. She was so
oh,
nervous, but she was a trooper.
no, she did good. She did great. Like it was awesome. So
And that's
Very
what I
good.
was referencing, that sneak scene that we got into the trailer for Enoch's Nightmare, when he shows up behind little Becca sitting and playing in
oh,
the yard.
that was
She
a good
actually
scene.
screamed that. That was her.
Does that?
I
Oh
know,
wow.
that was
Wow, wow.
awesome.
No, that
Megan,
was
would
a
you
very,
like to tell us a
very
little
good
bit
scene.
about your sister?
Okay, so in front of other people, she's a really shy. She barely talks in front of anyone. Like if you say her name, she'll be like, "What?" to me, like in front of people. But like, she's
Right.
menace though, for sure. Like she can be mean though, but in front of
Don't trash your
You're kind
sister.
of breaking up a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
well,
get
it's
it. I had
sisterly
a little
love, right?
sister. I made Becca, as I remember my sister, Cherish being when she was little. I mean, she was obnoxious, but she was like adorable, and she was my baby. I was like constantly playing with her and stuff, and she would spill
Sure.
stuff everywhere. Every 5 minutes, she's just sloshing stuff everywhere. I'm like, no, not again.
That's great.
So that's what the shift was. Okay, that's good.
That's good. Love it. No, that dream sequence scene was actually probably one of my favorites, because the tension of like, oh God, he's gonna do it. He's gonna do it was
Yeah.
there the whole time. You're like, no, don't do it, don't do it. Even though you knew it was a dream, it was still like, oh God, please don't.
Yeah.
But
Mom wrote that scene. She was
that
like,
was a
we
good
need
one.
this scene in there. She just came in there and said, we're filming this. I'm like, okay. And she's
Yeah,
like, we're
no,
doing this. And I'm
that
like,
was
let's
a good
do it.
one.
It was a
With it,
great scene.
and with
The
the
boots
film
that Britt gave me really helped with the way that I could walk with the zombie nightmares. I think the boots really helped, but it really solidified Enoch's characters to have those boots the whole movie.
Yeah, you still got those, don't you?
I should.
Yeah, we do.
I don't know where I put them. They're probably
They're
in
in a
my
mudroom,
phone.
I think.
That's great.
Yeah, every little piece of the characters we tried to like bring to life, even the boots. It was great.
Oh, get my shirt out of the closet. We still have the shirt, Britt. It's in this one.
Awesome. I still have the shirt too.
I'm gonna
I've
grab
got,
it. Hold
I got
on.
one too.
What?
Zombie
Oh, he's
shirts.
doing that.
I
That's
haven't
awesome.
washed it actually. It
That's
probably
great.
smells terrible now.
I still have Dakota's vest, man.
Hell
What?
yeah.
I have Dakota's vest, and it has been in another movie
Oh,
that
I
is
love
actually
it.
coming out on
Look at
Tubi.
it.
Another movie.
Love it. Actual prop. Nice.
I
That's
still have.
awesome.
It's still wet.
Oh.
It's
Ew.
been 3
What?
years. It's still goopy.
That's freaking
That's
awesome.
wild.
I
That's
have to
wild.
keep it away from
Beet
every
juice.
other article of clothing I have because it'll get it all wet and
That's
red.
freaking awesome. It's beet juice, by the way. You ever want to make realistic looking blood? Beet juice is the way to
All
go.
right. Duly noted.
Spot on.
Dude,
Could've
you
fooled
gotta
me.
show up. You gotta show up to our cast reunion party wearing that now.
Yeah.
We so
All right.
wanted to have a party. My mom was so excited. She had a whole outfit, but it just didn't work out. So it's very sad that she missed out on that. But
Well,
definitely in the
that-
future we'll have one.
Yeah, and that's fantastic. Obviously, like, it sounds like you and your mom put your heart and soul into this, especially your mom. Sounded like it meant, kind of the world for her, making this film, which is amazing that you guys got to, get together and really release this film and dedicate it to your mother. I know you said before this that you wanted to speak on your mother about this. What words do you have? I know, it can go on for hours, I'm sure, but go ahead.
Basically, every part of this film my mom was involved, and I wouldn't even have made it if she hadn't given me the encouragement to. I was just going to leave it as a book. And she said, we've always talked about making a movie. I really think we can. Let's give it a shot while we can. And like, that meant a lot to both of us. And we were facing something so horrible that we wanted a positive, creative something to come out of it. Like, we wanted to, in grieving or when you're facing something like that, you can shut down, you can be in denial, you can try and pretend nothing's happening. We wanted to express ourselves with creativity and like kind of make a mark of this stage in our lives. And so we did this film, and I think it was amazing. And she created the character of Dakota, and he represents like determination and strength and morality in the face of catastrophe. Enoch represents selflessness and protectiveness and trying to like create a legacy for yourself even after you're gone. Aaron represents humanity. He's human, he's flawed, he's desperate, he's terrified, but he's still loyal and good. Even if he makes mistakes, he tries to fix them. And Pyro represents youth, and she's like, all you people just screwed up the world, and I'm not gonna like go down with it. I'm staying alive, and you can't stop me. She's just like youthful rebellion. She's like, I'm gonna be alive no matter what happens, and none of you can stop that from happening. So it's like it's a really wonderful creative process that we did. It's fragments of ourselves just woven together in a story. And you can look at a zombie virus as anything. It's just the catalyst for a family in crisis. It could have been a war. It could have been a disease. It could have been, just drugs. It could have been anything.
Sure.
When
Yeah.
families face things, they face them together. And so, like, that's what we wanted to portray. And
Perfect.
Mom did amazing. She did the makeup. She did some props. She wrote many scenes. And unfortunately, a lot of them had to be cut for time constraints. And for the sake of hers were very funny. She had some very funny scenes, which I still have in my, like, background ideas for different movies and stuff. We might do a zombie
perfect.
comedy. That'd be fun.
Oh, that'll be
But
fun.
anyway, yeah, I think she'd be happy, and I think she'd be proud, and I'm gonna finish the rest of her projects and bring them out there so that she continues to produce things. So like, we love you, Diana Firefly. So
Yeah.
you did
Fantastic.
great.
Can I tell you
Absolutely.
a story? Let me tell you a story about Diana.
Sure.
Brett, I don't know if you remember this. It was the first day I showed up on set as Dakota. This was after the super zombie thing, and you said, "All right, we're going to give you a shot." And like I told you before, I'm very humbled and honored by that because that's all I've ever wanted was just an opportunity. And you said, "We're going to give you the opportunity." So I asked you up there, and I don't know what town I was in. I don't know what town I was in. It was at that martial arts school.
Mountain Home.
I don't know. Mountain Home. Okay. So I show up and I bring 2 suitcases because you told me to bring wardrobe. And I brought 2 suitcases. I brought 7 pairs of shoes and boots and everything. I've got jackets, you name it, I have everything. And I said, I need to know what this character is. And you said, you need to talk to my mom. She wrote this. You talk to her. I'm like, okay. So I go outside and I start showing her all my clothes. And I have my suitcase open and it's 100 degrees outside. I see that hot rod car sitting out there. And she said,
Oh
this
no,
is who
you
you are. And then
froze.
she started
Oh
going in.
no.
What?
You froze a little bit. Go back some.
Oh, I
We
was,
heard 100 degrees outside.
and I saw the hot rod car, the car we ended up using for the movie. So I opened my suitcase and we're pulling stuff out. And your mom's like, yes, no, that's not him. And I'm confused. And she says, look at me. Dakota, he's a hero. He's a badass. This guy is Clint Eastwood. He is. And she started telling me everything who he is. He is Bruce Springsteen. He's Mr. America. I got goosebumps all over my body. Oh, your mom was amazing. So the moment she painted this picture to me, that was it. I went straight to Hobby Lobby. I grabbed American flag bandanas and clothing glue. I called
Yeah.
my wife. I said, honey, I'm tearing up my Levi's jean jacket. If I flexed, I couldn't even wear it anyway. So I cut the sleeves off. I pasted the American flag all over this, and she said, that's Dakota. And so
That's
that's
awesome. I did not know you did that.
That's
That's
great.
great.
yeah,
That's
yeah, that's how
awesome.
we created that.
That's
That's
awesome.
awesome. You
Yeah.
It's
Very
really
cool.
perfect.
brought
It
him to
fits.
life.
It like it just it makes that character stand out
It
even more.
does.
For
It
sure.
does. It does. Absolutely.
That was all.
Well,
That was all her.
Yeah,
that's fantastic.
she had an idea in her head, and I wasn't going to touch that. I'm like,
Yeah.
I was picturing Terminator, so I don't know.
Oh,
But and it absolutely shows the heart and dedication to this film
yep.
and to the idea of that it's about family and all of that. It really and truly does show, and so it makes it a very unique zombie film that I can't say that I've ever really seen through a zombie film. So it's definitely a different lens, and yeah, and it works very well. I love the take and the perspective of it all, and hearing all of this backstory and the backstory of your mother and the relationship with you guys makes the film even more special. So thank you very much for coming on here and sharing about your film and asking us to help you guys out with it. And that being said, do you guys have any future projects going on, and do you have any social media that the viewers watching would be able to follow you guys and get those type of updates?
You actors go first.
I only have one area where I'm on socials. I've got Twitter and a YouTube channel that I semi-regularly post content. I think my Twitter is the actual Silver, and my YouTube is Silver Gene. And we're in my office where I do most of my work.
Is it Gene as in like Gene, or
Like
Gene as in
genetic.
like
Yeah, Gene.
Okay, perfect. Okay.
Cool.
Okay, Nathan, or no, wait, Ray, do you have one?
I mostly just have my TikTok where I do acting stuff, and it's the Chameleon Mind. One word, the Chameleon Mind. That's pretty much it.
Okay.
Britt, I've got your
Nate.
hat.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. I'm gonna sneeze. I'm sorry.
Bless you.
Okay. Nathan, do you have a something you want to tell everybody to follow you on, or?
Yeah, I do content on Facebook, Kirby MMA, Nathan Kirby. That's where I post a lot of stupid stuff. And then Instagram, all the kids are on Insta. So it's Coach Nathan Kirby on Insta. And TikTok, I used to post a lot on there, but I don't post much on there. I'm going to start posting stuff. I've been doing a lot of stunts and fight choreography lately. I just did a music video with Marshmello and with Hudson Westbrook. I just did a
nice.
video with I Show Speed
cool.
and KSI. And I
cool.
just worked with John Bernthal on a Netflix show and Glenn Powell.
Oh, no shit. I'm sorry. That's awesome.
John was amazing. I've been I got upgraded so many times on set. I worked with Patricia Arquette on the Murders, so I got to drive the stunt car. That was
Very
awesome.
cool.
Yeah,
Very cool.
So I've been super busy afterwards. This was a great launching pad. Thank you so much again, Britt, for giving me the confidence and again, thanks for the reel before it even came out. You know, that really helped me a lot, and I've been able to put together an amazing impact on a sizzle reel for acting and also for fight scenes and stunts. So I've been doing quite a bit of that. I had a lead role in a feature film in Birmingham. I just landed. I wanted to do it before I turned 50, and I landed it, and it turned it into a SAG film. So it's been pretty
Congrats.
phenomenal.
That's awesome.
Congrats, man.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, this
Congratulations.
movie helped out a lot of people who have finally been able to do something like this. Let me be able to step into doing voice acting and stuff, and that's what I mostly do on Twitter is trying to find voice acting stuff. Because before this, all I've been doing is like playing video games and going to tournaments and stuff. And it's just like that area that you can kind of ease into doing commentator work and getting into voice acting stuff. But finally having a role underneath is really great. And Nathan
Cool.
seriously like launched forward after all of this stuff came out.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
That's good.
But I know, I just wanted to say what you said earlier about Jenny's character representing hope. I really love that because when I came on to the set for the first time, I was at a point in my life where like hope was all that I had and I was really low. And I was able to bring that into the character of Jenny. And honestly, working with you guys and getting the opportunity, it literally changed my entire life. And I'm really grateful
We
for the
both think.
opportunity.
Yeah.
I've been
That's
recommending
amazing.
all you
That's
guys,
great.
basically everybody in the movie, for other people to check you guys out. So I've been giving you guys some
Thank you.
good stuff.
Figured-
And so for myself, just you can find me Britt Sellers. You Google Blood Brothers Life Harvest. I'm around. I'm also writing for Infamous Horror. But basically, just check out Blood Brothers Life Harvest. It's on Tubi. It's also on Amazon if you want to buy it. And I think it might be on Apple too. I have to double check. But if you want to check out our YouTube, it's Scoffer Studios on YouTube. You know, we're just all over the place. You can find us. But we got a lot of cool stuff in the works. And hopefully in the future, we can all get together and make another movie.
There you
That'd
go.
be great.
I'm down.
Well, if you do, keep us in mind.
Definitely. Everybody keep spreading the word. Let's get it out there.
Yes.
we hope to get
perfect.
it to be out there, yeah.
There you go. All right.
Thank
Well,
you.
well, it was awesome having you guys around. And yeah, we will be on the lookout for all your future projects. And yeah, if you have any other collaborations that you guys want to do in the future, let us know. And we will be here for it because we had a lot of fun today.
Thanks for
Sounds
bringing
good.
us on.
Absolutely.
Thanks,
Yeah,
man.
Thank you for
absolutely.
coming.
Yep. All right. Have a good day, guys.
You
Thank you.
too.
Have a good day.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.